Actually, and this one is percent of change. Percent of change. And guess what you'll do with this one? Once again, you will make percent boxes. Children. But the thing you have to remember with this, percent change means either you're raising something a percentage or lowering something a percentage. An example of that would be if you go to, and my favorite store in all the world to go to is Kohl's, because what they do is this, okay? They say, oh look, here is this really cheap shirt, and the price tag on it is $80. But you go in there and they say, you can buy this because it's on the clearance rack. It's on clearance for 75% off. I love that about Kohl's. How do you figure out what is the actual price? And that is an example of a percent of change. You are lowering it some sort of percentage, okay? Which means this. Before, when we had percent boxes, okay, when it was just a normal percent, you're finding percent boys to girls or whatever it is, okay, you had this, and your two percentages added up to 100%. But this, if it's percent of change, if the percent is going up or going down, you start with 100%. The original shirt was 100%. That's what I started with. If it's a sale, this is my percent off, right? And if it's a percent off, that's subtracting, right? You're not adding something, you're taking away. You're subtracting the percent, which means you subtract 75%. And then guess what your last box is? It's how much you pay. What's left? You pay what's left, which is what percent? So you start with 100%, you take 75%. You are going to end up paying 25% of what that original cost of the shirt was. Okay? So, filling in the blanks, was 80 what it originally started? Was 80 how much it went down? Or was 80 how much you had to pay in the end? Carter Westfall?
80% when you had to pay for it at the beginning.
Right. That's the 100% is 80.
$80.
And do I want to know how much I'm getting off or how much I'm paying? I want to know how much I pay. So this is the box I'm looking for. You don't really need this one. So you set it up the same way. 100 over 25 equals 80 over what number? The same thing is true. You can always cross multiply, or you can look at this and go, oh, I can reduce this. 25 goes into 25 once. Boom, it goes into that 4 times. 4 times what is 80? 20. So 1 times 20 is 20. So for this $80 shirt, I am now just paying $20, which is about twice what it's still worth, but they still give you, but you did get 80% off. And everybody's like, wow, what a sale. And you actually paid $20, which was more than it's worth anyway. So now, if that's a sale and that's marked down, what do you suppose is going to be percent of change when stuff goes up in percentage? Well, it would be tax. Good, but usually the book does what they call markup prices. If something is marked up, which means when you go to a store, a store has to make money. How do they make money? Well, they make the price. They buy something for a certain price, and they have to raise it a percentage to make their markup. So here is an example of that. Well, here's another one. The median. This one comes out of the book. Price of a house went up 20% in 1 year. To $288,000. 1 year, 2. What was the original price of the house? Okay, so as you look at this, is the percent going up or going down? Obviously, it went up. So when you do your whatever fraction, who is that? When you do your percent box here, again, you're starting at 100%. Okay, that was the original price of the house, but it went up how much? It went up 20%. So guess what your final price of the house is in percentages? 100 plus 20% is 120%. And then the question is, where does this 288,000 go? Is that what the house started out being? How much it went up, or what it is now? Abram? It went up $288,000. $288,000 goes here. It went up to, in 1 year, to 288,000. Grant?
To the final price.
Yeah, it is the final price. It is now $288,000. And I want to know this. What was the original price? So it goes back to this 100 over 120 equals some number over $288,000.
That's a lot of money.
It is, but I'll bet we can figure this out. Again, I would, if I were you, I'd reduce this down. 10/12 reduces down to what? 5/6, I believe, correct? And then when you get here, this isn't really easy to do either, so I think I would just do it out like I would, cross multiply. 6 times n equals 5 times 288,000. Which doesn't give us any options, but to take 288K, multiply it by 5, 0, 0, 0, 40, 44, 4, wow, is that right? That's unreal, isn't it? 1, 4, 4 with 4 zeros after it. And guess what? Does 6 go into that? Sure it does. What? 240,000 times. The original price of the house was $240,000. And then you can tell how much it went up by subtracting these two. How much did it go up in 1 year? $48,000. Because 240 plus 48 is 288. Which at some point houses were paying that much. But.
Why, if it's on like the pricing thing for so long?
Any other questions? So you have to understand if it's a percent that's going up. And like Wade said, tax actually, technically tax would be part of being marked up. You know, if you go to a restaurant and the bill, you know, the bill was $30. After, well, $30 before the 20% tip, how much would you pay? And that would look like this. You know, here's your percent. It starts out being 100%, but you add a 20% tip to that. So you end up paying 120%. Start out being 30. What's this number going to be? 100 over 120 equals 30 over what number? Cross that out. 10 times what is 30? 3. So 12 times 3 is? You paid $6 in tax for a $36 bill. That's not so bad, is it?